Hello and welcome to Reduce CO2 Now. This is about game development, especially something, a game concept we have. It's called Climate Wars. Hey, games should be fun. So they should be fun, addictive, and so on. People should like really playing games. And what we are using them for, we're using them for to also at the same time teach them a little bit about global warming and climate change. But the teaching aspect is not the foreground, it's just the background. It's just like to play the game, you learn something by just playing the game about global warming and climate change. So we are developing games, to help players understand the climate system, energy, carbon flows, long-term decision making, and these kind of things. And we are a volunteer-driven project, so we have like really low cost for the development, and that's why one of our competitive edges is we are going to do this free, no advertising, and so on. So we deliver a big value for your money. And we give you full control over your private data. We are not spying on you, tracking on you, and so on. And of course, we're doing it open source because we want to be really trusted. So here we have Climate Wars. And so far, this is a game concept. We haven't programmed this yet, and we are working on in the concept stage here. So Climate Wars is like a fictional scenario, but it is inspired heavily by events we had recently, like the invasion of Ukraine, and then now Ukraine fighting back into Russia and destroying oil infrastructure and gas infrastructure there, or the war in Iran and destruction of oil and gas infrastructure, closing the Strait of Hormuz, and so on. So we are having a fictional scenario here that, one population has got this rare genetic trait that with a CO2 level of 450 parts per million, everybody's going to die. So that country really needs to act decisively, really fast, because currently we have 432 parts per million in the atmosphere, and it's not going to take very long to reach 450. So really something has to happen. It has to be fast, decisive, and so on. And well, of course, this is like a scenario, and what can we do out of this? So here we have like basically two types of concepts available for climate wars. You have to solve the problem that you have to stop the rapid rise of CO2 in the atmosphere really soon, and to keep it at a certain level on the whole world. It's not just, it doesn't work if your country becomes like CO2 neutral and so on. The rest of the world is blowing that up in the air, so it has to be happening on a global stage. And, game concept one would be something like a really big strategy game, something like maybe, the board game. I think it's called Risk, where you have to like invade countries and these kind of things, and then you're controlling stuff. That could be like one aspect. Of course, we would like to have it as a software, not only as a board game, but, like we are open to all kinds of ideas. The other game concept, is more like action or mission oriented. So, for example, maybe the game Battleship, where there's like, you don't know where the others are, and you just like shoot in the area of the other guy, and then you like sink their navy. That would be like, for example, one kind of thing similar to this. Or it could be like a first person shooter or mission type of environment, where your task is to really stop oil and gas production. And how can you do this? You can, for example, blow up refineries, sink oil tankers, please use the empty ones. You can blow up pipelines, you can use naval mines or maybe submarines and these kind of things to really make a difference and stop the world from using more and more fossil fuels. And of course, for this to really get this into action, we need like all kinds of people from game design, storytelling, world building, programming, graphics, animation, user interface design, like really all kinds of stuff. And maybe we start with something easy and then become more complex. Already ongoing is our game. It's a mod to the Minecraft world. And there we have done something really nice. It's a mod kit, so it's really easy. You just like can download it already. We are working it. Your actions are influencing the CO2 levels in the world. Like, for example, if you're cutting trees or burning coal and these kind of things, you increase the CO2 level and then the temperature. And on the other hand, you can plant trees and so on to reduce the CO2 level. Also, your food are going to have impact. You know, if you just like grow food, that's good. If you like kill animals, that's bad. Or if you are growing and you're like growing cows, that's also like bad, you know, stuff like this. So we should be like similar to in the real world. And then there's like climate effects. If your CO2 level becomes too high, you are going to experience something, the world is going to experience something. There's rising sea level, drought, wildfires, you know, the blocks are going to change and these kind of things. Oh, you want to join us? You're very welcome. Join us on Discord and then go to an online meeting. We use Discord as our main platform for project management, communication, video conferences, and so on. So join Discord. You find the link in the description, or you go to reduceco2now.com. Then you go on Discord. There's some section, it's called events, that are like meetings or video conferences. Join one of the recurring meetings, for example. Introduce yourself, and then we discuss your participation. And again, thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and so on, and invite others to join the project. Let's turn climate change around.